YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Dez A1. Please say A1. Coming to you from the Big Dub Network, where we strive for the W's and we learn from the L's. Hashtag bright future. Washington Commanders. We do have a bright future. And today, people, I am here to discuss the draft fatigue. The draft fatigue that I am currently dealing with. This is a fucking rant video. I'm gonna just talk. It may have substance, it may not. Just be aware these are only my opinions. I respect others' opinions. I don't respect stupidity, but I respect opinions. And I'll leave it at that, man. So just be respectful, like, subscribe, comment. I don't do a lot of videos like this ranting, but I mean, this draft season has just, I'm so glad it's coming to an end. Today is what, Friday the 19th. So we're looking at 6 days out from the 2024 NFL draft. And I have a few reasons that the draft fatigue is getting to me. A few reasons that the draft fatigue is getting to me. I never thought that drafting a franchise quarterback would be so stressful, would be so difficult, would be so unbalanced, that would separate the fan bases. I just never thought it would be that way. Back when we drafted RG3, what was that, 12 years ago? I'm in college. I'm trying to finish my degree. I've always been a football fan, but I really didn't care about what was going on, especially during draft season. When we went out there and got RG3, I think we traded up. I didn't care. His rookie season rolled around. He was amazing. His rookie season. RG3, he electrified the fan base. He gave us something to cheer for, and I really haven't felt that since. But as far as diving into this process, being the draft season process, it's just been fucking stressful, man. Like I said, man, the fan base is torn between the two. And if you think it's anybody other than the two, I really can't talk to you. Because you have your Drake May side, you have your Jaden Daniels side, and there's a few of us living in the middle to try to defend both of these guys, but it's fucking pointless. We're outnumbered. And as immature and as it may seem, because I'm not one of those guys, it almost seems like a race war at the end of the day. I mean, I see a few profile pictures with black people or names with black people that defend the Drake May, and I see a few guys that are not black that defend, the Jaden Daniels pick. And it's interesting, but for the most part, it looks to be almost like a race war. You got people calling Jaden Daniels RG3 2.0. It just, I don't know. Wouldn't you want an RG3 just hoping he doesn't get hurt? Because what RG3 showed us his rookie year is that he could be a very, very dynamic playmaker and game changer. Wouldn't you want to do all that over just with RG3 not getting hurt? As a fan, I would love that. And then you got people just calling Drake May, Sam Howell, the bigger, taller Sam Howell, Trubisky 2.0, because he went to UNC. or because they resemble somewhat. It's just not a lot of faith in the other prospect if you prefer one prospect. And I've always been one that was, I don't want to say I was right down the middle, but I wasn't, I wasn't thinking, I was never 80-20 type. I was never 75-25. I was never all Drake May or all Jaden Daniels. At the beginning of this process, I definitely thought, okay, Drake May's the pick. And throughout this draft process, he's definitely been someone that overall people have seemed to get down on because you've been able to dive into the tape and see the issues, the problems. And with Jaden Daniels, it's more so he's just skinny. And he had great receivers. Other than that, he's brilliant. But with Drake May, it's like, oh, the technical things that he can do. He's not sound as a quarterback. He has all the measurables, but he's just not that quarterback you would think can, quarterback his way to victories, for lack of better terms. But he's still a great prospect, which is Jaden Daniels. Like I said, he's small, he's skinny. He's not small, he's 6'4". Nobody's small to 6'4". He's just lean. And he's taking some hits, which I think he can avoid in the league. And also he just played with amazing talent this year, which I have never made a knock on. But you would see people that were for May make a knock on Jaden for having great talent around him. I mean, that's what every school should strive to put around their quarterback. But, just at UNC, they wasn't able to do that, definitely as much as LSU was. But I never made a knock on that for Jaden, and I didn't knock Drake. And I didn't boost up Drake for not having talent around him. I mean, it was just something, did you bring up the talent around you? So that's something that I've never really brought into play from my standpoint. But it's just draining just seeing the fan base go at each other. If we draft Drake May, he's gonna get the coach fired. You got ex-professionals saying that. If you draft Jaden Daniels, I hope he won't last 6 games because he's so lean and skinny and won't protect himself. It's just been draining, man. So this draft fatigue is really getting the best of me. It was at the point where I couldn't even make videos. It was just pointless. I just wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna get one last mock draft out with what I think is gonna happen. But I just haven't been feeling it lately. And this was and it's funny because it's something that I feel like the franchise has turned around, people. The franchise is completely turned around. Listen to Adam Peters and assistant GM Lance Newmark. There's a process that they're sticking to, that they're extracting all the information from everybody that's involved, and they're going to utilize it. And we've seen it through free agency. We went out there and pretty much overhaul the team, which says, there were a few cornerstones here. Yeah, just a few. But other than that, there was nothing. And we went and overhauled the roster, 20-plus players in free agency. And I love to see that, that just said we didn't have a core quality roster. And that's okay. I mean, we have the 2nd overall pick. There has to be some type of problems, and this new regime comes in and thinks it's deep. The issues are deep. Yeah, there's a couple people that we can build around. There's a few draft picks that'll get a chance to play their contract out, but maybe not more than that. But there's some things here, but it wasn't enough. Let's go get 20-plus people in free agency. They did that. I am as confident as ever in this new regime after seeing Lance Newmark and Adam Peters speak, just seeing them vibe with each other, seeing them comment off of one another. There's a process. There's a football operation being ran here, people, and you should realize that more than anything. Even if we go out and pick the guy at 2 that doesn't work out, I foresee the other 8 picks working. Not all 8 picks working out, but there's going to be some gems found by this new regime that puts people in the right place, and that's going to turn this thing around in the organization. Yes, most importantly, it's getting the quarterback position right. But if we don't get it right on this go, I'm definitely not down on this new regime. And I hope the ownership group doesn't, y'all didn't draft the right quarterback the first time. We can't really give you a chance to go find another one. So you guys are out. We're going to try something else. I hope they're not going to take that approach. I don't see them taking that approach. But at the same time, anything is possible. I just trust this group doing the right thing in one fashion or another, whether that's pick 2, pick 36, pick 40, that are packaged to move back up in the first round. Whatever they do, I'm going to just have faith in it. I'm going to just trust it because they gave us no reason not to. They said all the right things. They've done all the right things. The NFL is upset because we can't be read as an organization anymore. They don't know what we're doing. Even at 2, when it's obvious what's happening at 1, they still don't know what we're doing at 2. And I can see the frustration in the media boiling over. They're like, what are they going to do? Why won't you just tell us? Chicago only brought in Caleb Williams and no other quarterbacks. There was no other reason to bring anybody else because they're going to take Caleb Williams. No questions asked. Why would you just bring in one quarterback? Don't go to Topgolf. Just bring in one quarterback. Caleb Williams was the only quarterback that went to Chicago. Jaden Daniels thinks he should be the only quarterback that goes to Washington because he's the second best quarterback prospect in this draft. Washington needs a quarterback. Why are you bringing all these guys in and taking them to Topgolf? Because, pussy. Keep you fucking guessing. We don't want you to know what we fucking doing. We don't even want the fucking prospects to know what we doing. If we did, we would have told Jaden Daniels, don't go to back to Baton Rouge and work out for Minnesota. We're gonna take you. Nah, Jaden, go ahead. Do you. Wow them over. If we take you, just show them what you'll be doing for us the next few years in the league. Because definitely Minnesota doesn't have a chance to get him. Definitely not at 2. We aren't traded back. If we want Jaden Daniels, we're just going to take Jaden Daniels. Yeah, sure. Go ahead to Minnesota. Show them what you got, buddy. Go get him, buddy. Or we could have, just bought Drake May in and you're here. We're going to draft you. We're not going to entertain these other prospects. It's pointless. We're just going to have you and Cliff sit down, start going over the playbook because Drake, you're our future. They could have took that route. They could have said, J.J. McCarthy, we're going to find a way to get back to 4 or 5 and get you. I think there would have been some disguising in that, bringing in Daniels or Drake as well, if that was like really what they wanted to do. Is trade back and get JJ. It would have been some disguise and then, something to throw them off. But JJ, we're going to go back to 4 or 5 and get you because we feel like you're the franchise quarterback we want. We don't want any other guys. Keep this between us. We're going to slide down the draft board just a tad and get you. So just be looking for that phone call. Or they could tell Michael Penix, just looking around this draft, during this process, and just realizing you're not as high on everybody else's board as you are our board, Michael Penix. But we're gonna trade back to 11, take the future away from Minnesota. Just take everything they had, all the picks that we're gonna get rich off Minnesota with draft capital, and we're gonna take you at 11. We might spice it up, maybe trade up. No, we'll probably try to stay put at 11 to get you at 11, and we'll just build from there because we're gonna be rich in draft capital. We feel like you are the prospect that everyone should be going for, even Chicago. I mean, you're locked to your prospects like that. Yes, Chicago should be drafting you. We saw what you did throughout the season. Yeah, your injury history is ugly, but you passed the test. We put the medicals out there. We put our doctors on the case. They came back and told us he's fine. Go get him. They could have took that approach, people. They could have took that approach, but instead they brought in all the prospects, all the quarterback prospects, because there were other prospects there, and they continued to disguise what's taking place. And I don't think they have a particular reason for doing it. It's just so we don't want them to know, and we want to keep this in the house. I mean, if anybody telling you who anybody in that organization wants, Dan Quinn wants Jaden Daniels. It's obvious by all of his interviews, everything he says that he wants in a quarterback, describing Daniels versus the other prospects. It's obvious who Dan Quinn wants. Whether that take place or not, I don't know, but it's obvious who Dan Quinn wants. And that's a pivotal part of the organization. You're talking about the football head coach, and it being obvious who he wants, and we've still been able to disguise this whole thing. And I want to speak about one last thing. Jaden Daniels, his preference of where he wants to play, his agent. That's my last topic for today. I didn't really have topics. I just bounced everywhere. But that's my last topic for today. Jaden Daniels and his agent and his preference of where he wants to play, and maybe him wanting to just be somewhere else other than Washington. If that's the case, and I'm speaking from a standpoint of just things being reported. I'm going to try not to be too personal with this because I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. I'm going to try to be, just go based off what's reported and how I take in that information as far as what's reported. Nothing personal towards the prospect. But it will, let me say this first. It will always be fuck that agent. I don't give a fuck about no agent. I don't give a fuck about what that agent's tweeting. And then he's not saying shit. Say something. You want to be heard? Say something. Say something. I'm giving up on. Say something. Don't use your emojis. Say something. You want to be heard? You want to be a big shot? You want to be Drew Rosenhaus? Say something. Drew Rosenhaus, get behind the mic. You on Twitter. But, fuck that agent. I even hate that the media is giving this guy time. Showtime. They ain't been talking about this dude. But, aside from what the agent subs, tweets, and I think Jaden has a dream draft location, and that's with Pierce for the Las Vegas Raiders. A dream. It will be a dream. Go from Arizona State to LSU to Vegas and being able to come back with Antonio Pierce and do the thing. Do the shit big in Vegas. Do it in Vegas. You're doing it big. Playing for a historic franchise with the Raiders, with a head coach that you trust, that you know. I understand if that's his dream place to be drafted. I understand that 1,000,000%. I'm a Washington Commanders fan. But you put a 22-year-old, there's a one, or a 23-year-old, there's a one. Lord behold, I come out that motherfucker 20 or 21. Me being a Washington fan, I'm saying, bro, I don't want to fucking play in Washington. As a dream. It's a dream. I would want to go to Miami. I would want to go to New Orleans. I would want to go to LA. Shit, I would want to go to Vegas too. Shit, send me to Seattle. And that's without having any personal attachments to those other locations. I'm just thinking about somewhere where it would be great to play football professionally. Yes, I love the Washington franchise. I'm sitting here fucking talking about them, ranting about them. But would it be my dream location to play? Fuck no. Especially as somebody that's 20, 21, 22, 23. Fuck no. For what? But at the same time, and some people took that out of context. They didn't understand what a dream. Let a man dream. Let somebody dream. Let somebody dream. And with him even saying that, oh, he doesn't want to be in Washington. Oh, not as a dream. Maybe woke and living and working and being a professional and becoming better as a person, yeah. But as a dream, hell no. But, and I say this to say that. I say that to say this. If Jaden didn't want to play for the Washington Commanders, why answer the phone when we call? Why schedule to come to any visits that we make? Why do any of that? Why? Be up front. Tell us that's not where I want to be. I would love to be drafted second, but that's not where I would want to be. For this reason or that reason, or just a preference. It could be that some team just told him, we're going to do everything right by Jaden Daniels to make sure you're successful, we're successful. And I'm almost certain we express those same sentiments, but if he doesn't trust that he'll get that out of us and maybe somebody else could instill that trust within him, well, maybe he prefers that, then fine. But he wouldn't be showing up to any fucking thing we asked him to show up to. That's just how I feel. I wouldn't show up. I would tell you, them guys, don't pick me. I don't want to be there. And then there was talks about Jaden Daniels would rather be in New England than Washington. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. If you're a quarterback and you'd rather go to New England than Washington, you're a goddamn fool. You're a damn fool. And maybe he's a damn fool, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt someone that went from Arizona State University to LSU he'll choose New England over Washington. And I'm not talking about historical winners. I'm just talking about where the franchises are right now today. If you say that Washington is not in a better place than New England, you're lying to yourself. If you say Washington doesn't have a better building infrastructure in place right now, you're lying to yourself. But Washington only has the second pick and New England has the third. What the fuck about that? we won't be back up here for a long time. Long time. It look like one franchise down here with it. We been the bottom of the barrel. What y'all doing down here? Y'all got all those Super Bowls. What y'all doing down here? Y'all had a Hall of Fame coach that y'all let go. What y'all doing down here? Y'all let go of Hall of Fame coach. New England ain't where we at right now, and I understand that. Y'all have to understand that as well. So that's what I'm saying. When I heard the reports that say he would rather be in New England, how? Why? Who? What? When? Where? How? Man, you crazy. And then when I heard reports, Adam Schefter say today, there's just other places that he would rather be than Washington. Okay, me too. Do I take that as facts? No, not at all. If you don't want to be in Washington, don't come to the fucking interviews. Don't answer the phone. We won't take you. We can easily take fucking Drake May. That's what I don't understand in this whole situation. Somebody is lying to Jaden Daniels if he thinks he has to play along with us for us to have nowhere else to go but take him. Bro, Drake May is standing right beside you, and he'll gladly walk around your ass, take that Washington Commanders hat, put that bitch on, and lead the organization. That's why I take little. I don't really think that's what's taking place. I think this is media draft fatigue playing away right in front of us. And I hate it because I'm on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and people just talking. People just saying stupid shit. I'll write a whole paragraph, erase that shit. Like, man, I'm too professional for that. Oh, if he doesn't want to be here, don't draft him. Just draft Jack Nate. I agree with that. But at the same time, do you really think you have to take a step back and ask yourself, does he really not want to be here? Or does he have dream places where he would rather be than Washington? But just hearing him speak about us, not at length, he don't speak about us in glowing, we don't get glowing reviews from Jaden Daniels when he's spoken about us in the past. But he's know there's something new here. There's an opportunity to be the face of that. And I'm pretty sure they've expressed that what he wants in the organization is someone that will build around me, invest in me, and make me great. And make me believe I could be just as great as you think I can be great as I think I can be. And I'm pretty sure Washington has expressed that. We can give him what he wants. And we're right there to give it to him at the number 2 overall pick. And if he didn't want to be there, if he generally didn't want to be there, or if he didn't want to be that motherfucker wouldn't have been in Washington earlier this week. That motherfucker wouldn't have been answering the phone. And let me say this. And I say that to say this. I prefer Drayden, both of them motherfuckers. I want both of them. I want Drake and Jaden. But I prefer Jaden Daniels by that much. That much. Over Drake May. So taking Drake May, I would be okay with. But at the same time, if he doesn't want to be here, and he has expressed that to us behind closed doors, in a room full of grown men that has on Washington Commanders gear, if he has said that to us, don't take him. But if you don't get a whiff of that from this man's attitude, his personality, his interactions with the other head coaches, because we have ex-head coaches on our coaching staff, ex-coordinators on our coaching staff, future GMs in our front office. If he can sit in a room with those guys and say, you know what, fellas, I appreciate all the interest you guys have in me, whether you want to take me at 2 or not. Just want to let you guys know I don't really want to play in Washington. If he takes that approach, don't draft him. But if he doesn't say those words, take him and let us go. And then let's go find out who the fuck we're drafting up to go get our tackle with. But other than that, man, the draft fatigue has hit me so hard. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect it to hit me like this. I'm done watching mock drafts. I'm done reviewing mock drafts who were taking at 2, 36, 40. I'm done. I'm going to do my one last mock draft. Hopefully you guys aren't too done just to watch this shit. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. Maybe you feel the same way I feel about this. Maybe you feel the complete opposite. Maybe you think Washington is figuring out a way to fuck this all up like we've done in the past. But I'm going to urge you to pump your brakes. I think this is different. Dan Quinn is hungry. Dan Quinn is a vibe. Dan Quinn brought monsters in with him to build this up. AP, as our GM, has brought a monster to stand right beside him and to lead him to going to run his own organization. Lance Newmark will not be here long. Lance Newmark will not be here long, people. Based off his experience in Detroit and what he's going to be able to assist us with here in Washington, he won't be here long. Some of our coaches won't be here long because that's how good I think things are going to go. That's how well I think this organization is going to be turned around. Not day one, but eventually. And even with us not having an exorbitant amount of success early, people are going to realize, oh, they're different. Let's go take away from what they're building now because they're different. They're different. Let's take it away now. Like I said, man, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you got to like the video. You got to subscribe, put a comment, and put a comment. You got to. You made it this far. I'm talking about absolutely fucking nothing, which is the Washington Commanders. Who today is nothing, tomorrow will be everything. Adam Peters, take Jaden Daniels at 2 if you think he wants to be here. If you'd rather be somewhere else, genuinely, I'll take Drake May and let's do this thing, man. I am Diz A1 of the Big Dub Network. And until next time, peace.